Welcome back everyone. Today I have another video. This time is for red purple Luffy, the 6k leader that we get out of the new set, out of the new starter deck. It starts with 3 life, so that's something that we've never seen before, but it's very powerful. I mean, if you have 0 life or you have 8 or more, you get to get a Dawn free. What that translates into is that when you play a card that has a minus ability like Queen, Kate, or whatever, you get to play him for 1 less energy, basically, because you have to play Queen, then you get the energy back, and then you play Queen for 4. Or if you play Love, you play any of these bombs that I'm playing here, you get to the residual value every turn, and it plays better with something like Kid, because you get to do that every turn that you attack, and then you get the free energy back, and your leader becomes a 7k attacker, so it's much harder to pressure. And also yeah, I mean, that's some of the reasons why this leader is a 3 life leader, because like if you have more than that, something like Whitebeard will be extremely impossible to get through. And I like it with Missile Sunday, because Missile Sunday is extremely good in this deck, because you get, if you go first, you go Missile Sunday, you go to energy, and then when you go to energy, you get to use the leader ability, and then you get to immediately play Whitebeard. So you get to cheat out so many energy that it's just really worth it. One thing that they have on the East that we don't have here is 4 Whitebeards. So it definitely hinders the ability of the deck to be like as good as it can be. But definitely it's still very decent and very powerful, because this card is just really good against everything that is red. It's just good in general. Like having a 7k leader base is just very, very good. And if you play multiples, you get to basically use a Whitebeard every turn. So it is really decent for what it does, and it really warrants a spot in the meta. I think it's gonna be decent enough. It plays similar to how it plays. You play Whitebeard. You definitely want to mulligan for your Missile Sunday, because ramping early on it will allow you to use the leader ability much sooner, and then you start getting that value early on. I'm using Nami as a just consistency piece to find your defensive cards, because you're a 3 life leader. So you want to find your choppers, your Red Hawks against like Law, because Law gets to just attack you twice. So you gotta have some of those cards that help you survive more, and you want to do it early on. And Nami helps with that, just to find your defense in the deck. I'm also playing Table Manner Kicks because of that reason. Because you have a lot of cards that don't have any counter power actually, and you do want to get them out of your hand, like on the turns that they're gonna try to pressure you, right? I'm playing Luffy, or you can play Frankie, it doesn't really matter, but it's another play that you get to do on 4 energy, because when you go second, you don't get to ramp going second with Missile Sunday. Maybe a reason to play the 4-drop, not Missile Sunday, but the other one that just ramps always on. It's 5 energy. It's a 4-drop. It has 5k, it's a 4-drop, and then it just always ramps. It doesn't draw, however, and it doesn't get play out of life. But the getting play out of life is not even that relevant of an ability on this leader, because you're only a 3 life leader, so it is really unlikely that that's going to happen. But I do like the drawing a card. It's very good. It's very efficient. You don't want to play something that minuses too much of your energy. At least not until we get like more support, like we get the other Luffy that just completely minus 10 energy. But because the problem is that if you minus like 6, or you play like a Kaido or something like that, then getting back to 9 energy is a hassle, and you want to be using the leader ability every turn. I think that's what the strength of the leader comes from. And you want to use these cards that increase the power of the leader for a turn to just keep going, and that's why I'm playing Ura 2. Because it works with the leader just the same, and it can buff your board, so you can also attack with your board. Because sometimes what it comes down to is like, oh yeah, you buff your leader, but then your cards like Monkey D. Luffy and Queen cannot really attack and be efficient, because you're gonna have to defend them. So buffing the leader only just doesn't feel as good. But with Ura, you're able to buff your leader and their board, and then everything is 7k, and then it makes it much better, much more worth it to play like a payoff like Ura. And you can do it at the same turn. Like the idea is to find one of these cards early enough, so you can do Missile Sunday into one of these bombs and then take the game from there. Like it's much easier that way, right? And ideally, you keep playing a bomb every turn until they lose. That's how this deck operates, and I like what I was doing. It gets much better in the new with the new set, with the new support. It gets a lot of things, and if we get the Whitebeard back, this deck gets a lot better. Like if you're able to play 4 Whitebeards, this deck really is a problem, because then you get to play Whitebeard without the downside of playing Whitebeard basically. So that's really good for this leader. But with that being said, let's see some gameplay. Okay, and we're gonna play against Law. This hand is very good. We're going first, definitely what we want to be doing. Now we don't have the Whitebeard now in this game, which is actually very amazing in this matchup. Now us being at 3 life is definitely a disadvantage for us. Not really much that we can do. He plays a bunny and nothing else, which means he doesn't have the best hand. And here we're gonna start applying pressure. Attacking for 5, 6 is really good for us in this matchup, because he's not going to be able to swap next turn. And then now he's going to have to either start defending the Luffy attacks, or also, and this is not going to hit us in the face this turn, which is really good for us. Or he's going to have to go into 1, and that could be really good for us, right? Now, we don't have any big drop to play right now, so I'm hoping that Missile Sunday gets me something that I can do. Because I really don't have anything else to do. But we'll see. Now, he won't be able to do Law. He could use the Bonnie ability. He has a lot of blockers anyway. And now we draw Kid, which is amazing for us. Because now we have Leader, use next turn. We get to play Kid, and maybe even play something else. So we're in a very good spot at the moment. And he had to combo out of this one, which is really good. And he combo on Otama, which signals to me he either has another Otama or that Otama, or we got rid of the Otama, which is amazing. Now, he didn't want to probably combo out of the Bonnie. He didn't want to have to use one of the blockers, because blockers are decent enough against us. Fair enough. And he does have the Law, and he has the swaps. And he attacks for 5 on this one, I assume. Okay, that's very good. That's good for them. And he has 2 blockers, so it doesn't really matter. But we do get to play the Luffy here. And we're going to attack with Luffy into the Zoro. Although it doesn't really matter. He's just going to use a blocker on anything that we do here. But I'm just going to develop the blocker. I could attack with Missile Sunday. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to attack the leader, because now that he defended the Zoro instead of the leader, now he has to give me another 2k. And that's just going to be very good for us. Because he either has to give us a block and a 1k, but I don't think he necessarily wants to do that. And as you can see, he discarded a Brook. Missile Sunday is going to be a distraction. If he wants to attack it, he can just easily attack it. I don't really mind. Just going to die. But at least she got me a 2k out of my opponent's hand, and that's just all I need. I'm just going to focus on the leader. I don't care about his board now, because I have Kid. I just need to just slam it at his face and just get cards out of his hand. Now, Bonnie, I think it missed, which, I mean, amazing for us. That's one of the ways that you win this matchup. But let's see if he has a restand dual attacker here. Or he has another Law. He could also have another Law. Now, we don't have much counter power, but I mean, we have enough counter power here. And he does have the restand Law. Interesting that he didn't go all in like the Zoro. Like dual attack for like 1 billion. Would have definitely forced the block out of me. But maybe he wants to poke. And poking is also good. Like, you understand. That's something that you have to be mindful always. Poking is always also good, because it just whittles down my hand. It's the same as Whitebeard. You do the same as Whitebeard. You attack until you can no longer do it. And then that's when you get him, right? Now, this is an excellent draw for me, because I'm going to be able to attack for 8. Use the ability, gain double bump here. And then I'm basically playing Whitebeard at this point. if he doesn't deal with my my kids, I'm just gonna completely abuse him. And then even if he does deal with one of them, it doesn't matter who attack here. He's gonna just block it, of course. And then the bunny, I could have attacked it with the chopper, but I mean, I know he had the lob. No, he didn't have the lob blocker, but it doesn't really matter. He attacks my kid, which is he had the second Otama. Is the answer to that question. But it doesn't matter. I'm AK, so it's really hard for him to actually hit me, especially because I have a blocker, and he doesn't have a Luffy here to make me scared. But he does have a law. This is the one that restands, so very annoying one for sure. And then from here, we'll see what he wants to do. We have a queen to have some defense next turn as well. An unblockable Luffy could be annoying, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to go to 0 for sure. That would be the worst thing. But this leader has the tools to just like, your leader is infinitely high. I just attack for like big numbers every turn, which is very annoying. Admittedly, it's just very annoying. But being an AK does help a lot, right? I don't have to waste my blocker. I don't have to waste my too many counters on this, which is really good for us. He plays the other law, thinking next turn I'm gonna go for game, which can definitely happen, of course. He got a chopper, which is a blocker. I don't know if he sacrificed anything here, but now he's poking again. Really good for him right now. That's just one of the things. One of the win conditions for him is poking, and I take this damage because there's not much that I can do here. I could play queen, draw cards, and see what I do. I have another queen, and I have the counters, so I'm gonna discard this one. There is no reason to keep it there. And then I'm gonna attack the leader because I want to see what he does. If he takes it, then I get to discard 2 cards out of his hand, which is exactly what I'm gonna do here. And if he doesn't take it, I get to basically like KO a law. So I just wanted to see what his action was gonna be, and I took the law, by the way, a law and a bunny. That's a really good hit for me. And now he could do the Otama here. Oh, but he combos the Otama, which means that he might not have the Otama for this turn, and that's huge. That's important for me. Now he cannot really go dual attack here. I mean, unless it's an unblockable Luffy. He cannot really go dual attack, but he can poke, and this is really good for him. Poking is really good for him. But if he wants to poke, he's gonna have to poke with the laws, with the blockers, and I'm okay with that too. That's a good point for me, because then I can attack for game next turn. I'm gonna try to keep my board, and I'm trying to go for game next turn if he attacks with the laws. If he attacks just with the leader, I could just combo a small card here and then see what happens. He has a chopper in hand, so he has a blocker. But if he attacks with the law and only leaves the chopper, I don't think he can survive. So he does kind of have to keep up a little bit here. I could block with the law, yeah. I don't want to use the guard points on the other one. Okay, so he restuns the law. He did have a chopper, so is he gonna attack us? No, he's not. Okay. I think he got a chopper, if I'm not mistaken. So he has 1-1 card, and I can just buy another turn if I want to with this Luffy, depending on what he does here. But I'm going to attack for big numbers because I want to get the blocker's law here. And it should be enough to survive one more turn. I take a blocker here. I don't think he's going to combo out of this one. And 2 queens should be okay. Even if he does have an unblockable Luffy, it shouldn't be enough for him to get through this. He could play more defense. He'd like try to poke and play more blockers. That's another option. But I'm gonna try. If he does that, then I just keep my queens up, I don't have to block out of anything, and I just win because of that. Now, I could also be trying to poke attack with Luffy, blockable for a lot. Another option. He plays like a 1-drop, and then he plays the 1-drop here, he gets the Luffy. Okay, so I have to be careful now. Okay, well, that doesn't kill me. Okay, he went for it. He's like 2 cards in hand. He probably didn't have any other option. I actually remember this conversation. He was like, I could try to play another turn of defense, but it's really not gonna work. He didn't have another dual attack at play, and the blocker queens are gonna be able to survive him. So he was telling me, I just have to go for it. I just have to attack for 11. I hope you don't have enough, which I do. It was what I kept, an all-in attack, so I could survive this. And here it should be easy for me to win. I don't think I just attack for 9 on the first attack. He could probably just out-combo this one, but he doesn't have any more 2Ks, I don't think. If they're playing anything related to the newest list that topped, that got first, they don't play 2Ks. And he already used 3 of them. So it's just very unlikely that he's going to be able to out-combo out of all of this. And attacking for 9 again, it forces the block, and here I can just attack for 20 or whatever the number is here. Also, I get to use the leader ability. So I attack for like 14, I think. Yeah, 14. So yeah, it was a good game. Okay, and another probably, I don't know, this might be a good matchup for them, depending. I don't know if he's gonna attack me. He probably does. I played the Luffy because I don't think he's gonna go all in some attacks, and I just wanna take my life and do a lot of things. Now, this Nami missing is actually kind of painful, but it is what it is, I guess. And then let's do the Sanji, because I want him to attack the Sanji, and then attack for big numbers. Because if he has to out combo 7s, he's not gonna be as ahead as he might want to be. And then I should attack for 8. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I don't know why I was keeping 2 energy for. And 8 was definitely the better number there. And I want to keep the Sanji, and that worked because he used one of the removal spells on my Sanji, which is actually very nice. Again, attacking for 7 against Queen is actually very decent. They don't have too much of I mean, that's something that you cannot play around. But yeah, I mean, 7 is a good number because they don't want to go, they don't want to take their life too early, because then they wouldn't be able to activate the leader. And now I just protect the last life here. He used Red Rock on my Robin, and sadly we're a little bit behind on cards that we can play here. We get the Red Rock the Red Hawk, which doesn't really do much. Probably gonna play the Chopper here, so I don't have to worry about that. And that Red Hawk would have been really good in this roulette turn. But yeah, he's gonna just probably play Mihawk. Mihawk is really good against us. I don't have anything else that I can play, so the best thing that I can do is just attack with Brook on Nami. And then just use the Nami and the cards that I have on board as attackers and just try to win that way. Because I don't have anything else that I can do. I just have to attack with the cards that I have, right? And then I use this so I can actually attack with my the Brooks next turn. So if he removes them, I shouldn't be in that bad of a spot, right? And attack with this one, hopefully keeping up 2 energy, so I can use the Red Rock on the leader. I mean on the roulette, and I think it's gonna work because that is a terrible thing for me, because he gets to heal 3 times here, so he has had enough counter power here to offset the damage. But we're gonna do Red Hawk here. We have to do this, and then we have to block with the Chopper. And then let's hope that these 3 attacks are enough to win. They're not going to be, but we just didn't draw anything else that we could have done. Last turn was another turn where I could have just drawn like a kid, and that would have been really amazing. But we just had to attack with what we have, right? And that blocker, I think, seals us for us. I don't really have another thing that I can do. And it was just blocker after blocker after blocker, eh? Not really much that we could have done with the hand that we were dealt. We did what we could, and that's all that we can do, right? Here he's just gonna heal. He's gonna it's gonna be terrible for us. And go for game, yeah. He just goes for game, and we have nothing else that we can do. If we survive this turn, we might be able to, but we might be able to win, but I don't think that's a possibility. I think he's just gonna go for it. I mean, my chance if he doesn't go for it and gives me another turn. Sometimes people do play careful. I play careful, so if I don't have to go for it, I want to go for it. But he should go for it on this spot. I don't think there's much. I think the one thing that he could have done better is attack with Yamato for one less, and then use the Queen ability just in case I do get to a combo out of this. Highly unlikely, but at least this way he's able to heal another life and makes it more difficult for me to go for game, right? Alright, we're gonna play against Flamingo, and you remember how Flamingo used to be good against Whitebeard? I expect the same against this leader. Because they're gonna be able to play guys, I have to attack them, and then if I play a big dude, they're gonna just red rocket. So I think this matchup is gonna be terrible. But I still wanted to show it off because maybe we get to win this matchup. I don't know. But definitely it's just like it's gonna be an uphill battle for me. We don't have any way to run. We're going second, so everything is just not going well for us. He combo out of that leader attack, which is okay for us. He gets to use the leader ability, attack for 9, so I have to definitely take that one. Attack for 7 at least. I'm able to do that. Attack for 7/7, even though he has a blocker. And he can play something out of hand with that blocker, but it is what I have to do. And he opts to just block out of that one instead of using the blocker, just to keep up cards on board so he can attack me later. And then he uses the Piranha, so okay, it should be fine. I mean, at least we were able to attack for 7/7. We have put him in a low hand size. And then from here on, I mean, our hand is not looking that amazing, to be honest, but he attacks for 10 on my Luffy. And I think I have to save it because the only way that I win this matchup, and I have a lot of blockers, so the only way that I'm going to win this matchup is if I am able to keep my board. And this is an excellent draw here. I was playing the Ura, and this is an actually really amazing draw here. We're able to attack for 7/7/8. See if he defends this. He has to probably block a couple of cards, yeah. And then we will play the blocker. Now blockers are gonna, because we're in such a simplified game state where he doesn't have too many cards in hand. Blockers are gonna be amazing. He can just attack for 7/7/7, but I assume he's gonna play the 9-drop here. Usually that's supposed. Oh, okay. So he plays swords, and he's probably gonna destroy my Luffy. But ooh, attacks my leader. Okay. Well, I drew Whitebeard, which is amazing. And that allows us to just attack here. Attack with the 8-drop. And not attack with the Luffy because I don't want to lose it. And then play the chopper. And which should be in a decent spot, I would like to say. Depending if he has a 9-drop here, could be bad for us because then we lose value out of the Luffy. But at least we're able to block this attack, which is good for us. Definitely a good thing for us here. But he has a lot of attackers here, so if he gets to untap, once I'm not like buffed, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for us. We're not gonna win this turn, that's for sure. So we have to just poke. Play maybe the law, and then see where it takes us. Maybe I don't even want to play the law because it's just combo power. I don't think it matters much. And then I can just play the law also because of the I have just the other one, the kick manners. He bottom decks one of my guys, which okay, that's good. Okay, I mean that's not terrible. It's much better than I was expecting. 5 of course, I have to combo that one. And then he attacks for 5 here too. Like base numbers is what I mean. Then we get to combo that one. Okay, he has 2 more attacks, but we have Chopper and a random card on. So we have to go for game this turn. He has 2 cards that could be representing like whatchamacallit, I could save the Whitebeard, but I think here right now first is a good attack to do. And yeah, he could be representing the Love Beam or whatever to draw cards. I want to have the blocker here, so I want to do 7 on whatever else number I can do here with this guy. Oh, I have to get through the boa too. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It was 2 blockers, so it was really difficult to get through those. And if he does have a big card here, I mean, he has it. I should have done 10 on Ura too, not 11. 10 was kind of a bad number, to be honest. But we still have a Connor, a blocker, and an extra card. We might be able to make it work. He attacks for 8. I'm gonna just combo out of that one, because then he has to remove the Chopper, I guess. And yeah, we got it. So let's see. Was there a way that he could have won? If he attacks for less than 8, I mean, if he attacks for more than 8, I just block. And yeah, no, I don't think there was a way he could have won that turn. We were okay because, I mean, he attacks our board, whatever. He probably just KOs the Luffy, and then he has to play another 2 blockers here to survive. But to go for game on 1 card on life, 1 blocker, and 2 cards, I mean 7k worth of combo power, I don't think it was possible, because if he goes 9, I block the first attack. Then he has to go 9 again to get around the kick manners. Then I take that one, and then he has to go. That will be how much energy? Will be 2, 1, and then 4. I mean 3, 3, and then he has to go 9 on Don Flamingo. Maybe that was his best shot at winning. But even then, I think I had enough combo power because I had the 2k and the kick manners. That would be 11, so it wouldn't have been able to win anyway. There was no possible combination of attacks that could have win the matchup here for the Flamingo. So, I mean, we did draw Whitebeard for what matters, and Ura was really good in this matchup. So, yeah, there you go, yay. All right, and we're gonna play against Rebecca. We have a good hand. We're going first, so let's hope that that's enough to win. Probably gonna play the Sanji so I can take my own life and I can apply some pressure. Not terrible in this spot. I am attacking for 7 probably. I could also attack for a big number, but this Nami and yeah, okay. So we're gonna attack for a big number. Probably better if I summon the Sanji here. It would have been better, because that allows me to just also like apply pressure next turn. But I'm content with taking 2 cards, I guess. I don't really have to do anything else. Next turn is the Robin turn. I mean the Missile Sunday turn. I get to ramp into Kit maybe, and we have the Law maybe for a late game. Snipe 2 cards out of my opponent's hand. We can do that right now. I don't know if that's better than playing the Robin. I think also always playing the Robin early is better because it allows us to use the leader ability immediately, and having that energy advantage will be meaningful to win the game. So definitely something that I do want to do. It's just like it is something that I have to do. Now, the kid doesn't really destroy anything on play. So if he plays like an Orlumbus here, or this guy, I am a little bit like hesitant to play anything else. I could just attack for a big number and then play or find a way to KO this Hajurin, whatever his name is. But now if I play a kid, then it just gets destroyed. So I don't think that's the best play that I can do. I could, however, play the Brook and attack for big numbers. See if I can force him to take 2 life. And this way I can play the Law, make him discard 2 cards. And then that's a strategy that I can have going for myself. And it seems like that's what I'm going to end up doing. Because just playing a Law, I don't think it feels good for me. I mean, playing a kid, I don't think, yeah, he had the Trend of Bastardo. It's just, it didn't feel good for me. Now, maybe I do that play where I can play the kid. But it just keeps getting worse because now he does the Luffy ability. And maybe I should have defended this one. But it just keeps getting worse and worse because if I play the kid now, it's just going to get removed again. So another, I mean, it's just really terrible. But I mean, I have to play what I can, right? And I'm going to try to, wait, before I do that, I'm going to try to get the ability on the leader. And then trying to attack 11, see if he has enough to combo out of the Luffy. And he did. And that was the gamble that I was trying to go for. Because now he can kill the Luffy easily. And he can play a blocker and protect the Luffy. But that's what I was gambling on. That he doesn't have a way to protect the Luffy. And he didn't have enough combo power to save the Luffy there. Would have been really good for us. Because even if he does removal on the following turn, then he doesn't have a Luffy. The Luffy didn't do as much. And that would have been really meaningful for us. But he drew the Bartolomeo here. And we cannot really out-combo this one because he's going to restand the leader. And then it's really bad for us. From here, it's just like really, really bad for us. I could... The blockers is what's really stopping us here. So I'm going to play the Queen, use this. So I can at least use Red Hawk to stop the blocker. Although he probably just going to block this turn. I'm going to attack the leader, see if he blocks. If he doesn't block, then I don't have to do anything else. But now, because he did block, then I don't know. It is difficult for me to tell you here. If he plays another Luffy, it could be really bad for us, because then we just don't have a way to stop all of these attacks. And yeah, this guy is really bad for us. He's able to stop pretty much everything that we do here. He's going to attack the leader, which, okay, at least we get to use the Red Hawks here. Which, I mean, they're not that amazing, to be honest, but I just got to get them out of my hand. Give myself a little bit more time, I guess, but I don't know how I'm going to win this matchup, because if he plays more blockers here, I just don't have a way to win. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I think he already used the leader ability. No, he hasn't. Or well, I don't know. Yeah, he didn't have use the leader ability. Oh no, he restand the Luffy here, and I guess he could attack, or he just leave it restanding, so he doesn't have to play a blocker into it. But now I think it's a good as moment as anything to play Whitebeard, maybe. No, I'm just gonna attack for 7, and maybe attack with the cards that I have on field. See if he attacks them. I really don't see any other way to win the game, Probably just attacking with these cards. 7/7/7. Since I have still 3 life, it really is just like using these cards on board before he realizes there are like threats. But yeah, it just from here is just really impossible to win. Whatever I do, he's gonna be able to remove it. He's got the setup with the Luffy and the Orlumbus, and now a blocker again. Again, I just don't have any other way to do it, but I still probably just take a damage from the Luffy, play a Whitebeard. Actually, as a matter of fact, if he attacks dual attack here with this one, it's actually very good for us. Because, well, he's not going to do that, of course, but at least we're going to be able to play Whitebeard here. And, wait, we should play Whitebeard. But we didn't. We play Kid. I guess we can save Whitebeard for next turn. It's still going to be good next turn. I think he's going to use either the removal on the leader. Also, I don't know why I played the chopper here. I probably shouldn't play the chopper. Well, he's going to save an attack. So he's going to force the Luffy to tap itself. I think that's why I was thinking. Like if he doesn't do removal on the Peruding or whatever his name is, then I get to maybe save the Kid here. And that's my chance of winning the game. I think that's what I was waiting for, like a turn where I can do chopper and a big threat. I could save this one, but I think it's better now that he hasn't used, like he didn't use the now that he used the Luffy ability. I think it's a good time to play Whitebeard, because now it's not gonna be as easy for him to well, he didn't remove the Kid with any removal spell, so it is not gonna be easy for him to remove the Whitebeard by battle, and that's probably our best chance of winning this game. So a little bit of patience came a long way to win this matchup, hopefully. So let's see what happens. If he does have removal for the Whitebeard, which is easy for them, like at this point, if he draws any, like either swords or what is it called, Trueno Bastardo, he can remove our Whitebeard. So there is really not much that we can do if he does have whatever he needs. Of course, I don't take this one. That wouldn't be advisable for me. He reveals a Rebecca. Rebecca can get him into anything really, so I have to be careful there. But I have one more turn to survive this. If he doesn't draw that. He reveals a blocker, which we don't care because we have Whitebeard. Unless he plays another Sabo. But he doesn't play, he can't play Sabo and the other one, but he does play Sabo on its own. And then now we haven't, at least we're gonna eat probably 2 blockers, and then we'll go from there. Attack for 10, I don't think they have 10 to defend here. But let's get something here. We'll try to get a 2k counter. Let's attack the leader for 10. We can play a blocker, I guess. It's our best card here. I have to... Okay, we put him to 0, so we've been able to compete here, even though our hand was not like he had the best setup that you can have. We were able to compete a little bit here. Sadly, he doesn't have 7 cards in hand, so he doesn't get punished by this one. But we really don't have any other way. We have to play a blocker because we have to protect Whitebeard by battle. If the Luffy wants to attack with all-in attack into the Whitebeard, we have to be able to protect it. And we also have to protect our leader. But he had the removal for the blocker, and he's trying to just go for game. We have to take this one. I don't think... It doesn't matter. Like, if we block it, like, there's nothing that we can really do there. So the best shot is that I get some counter power here out of life. But even then, it was going to be difficult. because he can attack for 6, 6, 6, 7, and then that's more cards that I have in my hand. So he had game there. Like my blocker was my only chance, but he had the removal for the blocker as well. So nothing really that I could have done there. All right, and for our final thoughts on the deck, I had a lot of fun playing it. I don't know if it's gonna be competitive until we get either Whitebeard unbanned or we get more support from set 5. I think it's lacking a little bit right now because we don't have enough threats that are good. Like Ura is okay, but it's not like the best threat that you can play. But it's okay. I mean, I think you can play just like Ura with full Uras and be okay. I don't think it's terrible. But I mean, it definitely does lose some of the good value in this leader for sure. But with that being said, that's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching and have a good day.